This recipe is going to knock your socks off. Cajun pasta with white sauce. It's fantastic. Episode of Dr. Fantastic Cooks. This one is specifically designed to go into the complete guide to kindness after the fantastic interview from General Patrick. And I'm very, very happy. I'm a happy man. And when I'm happy, I cook. And when I'm happy, I eat. And when I'm happy, I drink a little bit. And so this episode, I went all out. I went, the other night I went out to dinner and I had pasta Diablo and it was off the charts. I wanted to do it, but for some reason I deviated and I'm going to make pasta shrimp Diablo. And so I'm going to go through the process and then I'm going to show you some videos of while it's happening. But as you know, the first element is to have a cocktail, because if it doesn't come out, you don't feel so bad. But it seems to me it always comes out. Maybe because I had the cocktail, I don't know. But the general has already sent me videos of the hotel he's putting me up at, or the government has put me up at. I'm not sure which. He's arranged for 8 armed guards to protect me. Because, a lot of people don't like kindness in the world. But, Nigeria isn't, it's got some violence. All countries have violence. But I'm going to be safe and sound. A lot of people say I shouldn't go. But danger's my middle name. But Niagara's stepping up. And at least I could do is come there and meet all our fantastic ambassadors there and share some great speeches and some great advice and some motivation. And I'm really looking forward to that trip. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe more. We'll see what happens. And then again, maybe it falls all apart. The government says, no, he's a terrorist. Because, they thought I was a spy when I was doing the fantastic movement in Egypt. Because I walked around giving out flyers. Matter of fact, I would eat noodles for months on end so I could afford to pay for some flyers that talked about the Be Fantastic philosophy. And so I got stopped all the time, because they didn't like people distributing flyers, because they thought it was propaganda and they thought I was a spy. And I got stopped so many times. They really did think I was a spy. I got some inside information on that. So I'm going to walk through the process of what I'm going to do today or tonight for this meal. Again, I think eating is one of life's fantastic pleasures. I should be 300-400 pounds, and maybe I'll get there one day. But right now, I've been exercising. Because, the first commitment is to be kind to yourself. And exercise is important. Eating well is important. Thinking positive, of course, is important. And I think after 3 weeks, I've lost about 3 or 4 ounces. I'm pretty sure. But you feel great after exercising. It's the endorphins, the dopamine, and the serotonin that come from exercising. The body rewards the mind for doing fantastic things for it. Saying kind words is the same thing. Smiling, saying the word fantastic makes you smile, which really does the same things. So here are the ingredients. I decided to go, I couldn't find fettuccine. So I went with this, it's like a macaroni largo. It's a large macaroni. So I'm going to mix it with the regular spaghetti, because I like being different. So I obviously going to have to cook this a little bit longer than this. So I'll put this in first, then put that in later. And of course you want to cook your pasta al dente. So boil water and put the pasta in the pot. A little salt, maybe a little oil if you like. So in this recipe, I'm going to put about 1 pound of shrimp, deveined shrimp. I'm going to cover that with a Cajun spice and maybe a little paprika at the end. And then saute it very quickly. I mean, just like a minute, not even a minute on each side, on medium heat, just so it turns a little bit pink, because you want it to finish off in the sauce after that. So then I'm going to take these beautiful chorizos. It calls for, some of the recipes call for andouille sausage. I'm not going to use that. I have these on hand. So I'm going to take the casing off, slice it thin, fry it, and then add that in as well. Salt and pepper, of course. Now, when I make the sauce, the roux, I guess some people call it, I'm going to use a cup of heavy cream. I'm going to use probably 1/3 of a cup of butter. So I'm going to melt the butter, put the cream in, Put a couple tablespoons of flour in because that's a thickening agent. A little salt and pepper. I'm going to put the Parmesan in the sauce itself, and then saute that, get it nice and thick and delicious. And then combine all the ingredients. At that point, I'm probably just going to after the sauce is done and the pasta is cooked and it's time to eat, because it's only going to take 5 minutes, put the shrimp into the roux with the cooked sausage, mix it up, get it hot, and then pour it over the spaghetti and the large macaroni, and a little bit of wine, of course. You're gonna have a little wine with your meal. Uh, you use, of course, the extra virgin olive oil to saute the shrimp. That's the process, and I'll show you some videos along the way, so you can enjoy another Dr. Fantastic recipe. Cooking. Everyone should learn how to cook, because you can't rely on anybody else. It's nice to go to a fancy restaurant. It's nice to go to a regular restaurant, but I mean, my kitchen here is the best restaurant in Antigua, and I'm living like a king. And it's not. This isn't a whole lot of money. This was 40 quetzales, which is for a pound of shrimp, which is there's 7, so it's like $5, a little over $5 for the shrimp. This is my 6 came in a package for 40, about the same price. The cream was only 12, which is $1.50. The butter is a little bit expensive, not too bad. The beer, about $1.50. And this is I got it from a specialty shop, the Parmesan cheese. It's delicious. And that's the ingredients. What is a couple of tablespoons of flour cost? Not much. But again, I'm just very, very happy today that Nigeria is really getting behind the kindness revolution. There's a lot of fantastic people there, and I look forward to meeting them in person. David, who is our director in Nigeria, he's the one who introduced me to the general. And the general says he's going to introduce me to the president of Nigeria, if not at least the vice president. He's been a general for 30 years. Great guy. 100% behind what we're doing. And this is for the world, not just for Nigeria. I can't wait to talk to the kids, because I motivate kids like nobody else, because they are our future. And they need to believe in themselves. They need to love themselves. I unfortunately had a horrible childhood, was put down, told I was stupid, and beat and everything else. But I came out okay, I guess. Some people say no, some people say yes. A lot of people say I'm crazy to try to save the planet from the insanity of humanity. But I'm trying, and with your help, we can make a dent. We can certainly, and I've made a dent with over 10,700 ambassadors of kindness in 147 countries. I'm very, very proud of that. Why shouldn't I be? And anyway, so I'll put it on pause, and I'll show you as I cook and I create, and it's going to be a delicious meal. Every meal. I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy. I just watched the last episode was my crispy. I actually watched it this morning. My crispy grilled cheese sandwich with a pita bread. It's off the charts. You invert the pita and you butter it and fry it, and it gives it a crispy, wonderful texture. It's the best grilled cheese sandwich you'll ever eat. My guacamole on this channel is to die for. It's famous. My pizzas are pretty darn good. I would say fantastic. Made one that last night. It was off the charts. So if you follow my recipes and have fun in the kitchen, you'll be fantastic. Okay, let's get to the kitchen. Or the stove, as it were. So as you can see, I did a generous coating of Cajun seasoning on the shrimp. And I'll cook it for about a minute and flip it over and do the same with the other side. And like I say, undercook it. Overcooked shrimp is horrible. And then I'll set this aside. So this was literally about 20 seconds of cooking. So I took it off the heat to turn it so it wouldn't overcook while I'm turning them, each individual one. And then another coating of Cajun. And again, another 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and I'll put it aside. It'll cook because it's already warm, and it'll cook more when it's in the roux. As you can see, I took it off the burner and put it into a bowl, and I left a little bit aside for a shrimp cocktail because I like shrimp cocktails. Now it's time to cook the sausage. And you can use all kind of different sausages. You can even use chicken if you want. I use the same pan without cleaning it after the shrimp because it's all the same thing. So why would you clean the pan and put more olive oil in and saute the meat? So, and that's how that goes. And then I'll set this aside. And they'll both be cold by the time I cook the pasta because I'm doing this beforehand. And they're waiting for me. And in the same pan, without cleaning it again, I am going to make the roux on a very low heat, stirring constantly. And then after the butter is melted in there, I'll add 2 tablespoons of flour to thicken it. And there is the masterpiece. I threw a little mozzarella, fresh grated mozzarella. I made some fresh ground what do you call it? Garlic bread, a little wine. This is shrimp cocktails, and the sauce is unbelievable. I mean, I really outdid myself. Hold on one second. Yep, it's fantastic. Really delicious. Wish you were here. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share.